Hey everybody, Control Alt Silent here with another video. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the classic and quintessential adventure RPG known as Terraria. This game was released by Relogic in 2011 and to this day is still one of the most iconic, if not one of the best adventure RPGs out on the platform. So without any further ado, we'll jump right into a new game. All right, here we are loaded into the world. This is the beautiful world of Terraria. And I know what you're thinking. If you honestly haven't seen a video on this before, where have you been? And if you have seen a video on this before, then you're probably thinking, oh, maybe this is just the easiest game on the planet. And you could be right, or it could be one of the hardest games you've ever played. That's why I kind of love this game. So first things first, we're just going to wander around, see if we can't get a few materials, and we're going to use our scroll wheel to switch and cut some wood. You gotta build a house. You gotta build a house. First rule of survival. Anyway, this game is similar. Cut down a couple of trees, but you can't just punch them. And build yourself a little shelter to hide from that which comes out at night. We've got a few slimes here, so we're gonna scroll back to our weapon and give it some attacks, but it is going to attack us, and they do a ton of damage. Thankfully, this friend of mine on the right, he's shooting some arrows, and that's helpful. All right, got some gel. Come on, come on. Let me kill you. All right, whew. Now we're going to build ourselves a little house. If you hit escape, it'll pull up your entire inventory, but your hotbar is this one at the top. I scroll over to my wood, and I'm going to just 1, 2, 3. That's how high a door is. Then I like to go just as many above that as I can. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 12, 13. And that is the basics of building a door. Now, one of the weird things is you have to use an axe to harvest a tree, but you have to use a pickaxe to pick up a block of wood. So, yeah, that's one of those weird things. You also use a pickaxe on dirt and everything else. There are no shovels in the base game so far as I know. I have played this in a few months, and I have played many, many, many hours of it. So, we're going to go into escape, look at our crafting menu right down here, and select this one, the workbench. Just clicking that once gives us a workbench, and then we can place it down. And then this workbench doesn't work like an object. You can't click on it or anything like that. What you do is you open up your crafting menu again, and as long as you're in proximity to this, usually about 7 or so blocks away, you can craft even more. So we'll click this, and this shows all the stuff that we can craft now that we're in proximity. I'm going to craft 2 doors. And then I'm going to place one of them here and go over here. And place one of them there. The thing about doors is they need something over top of them and underneath them in order to be there. I know that sounds like common sense, but in a lot of video games, you can just place down a door whenever you want. In Terraria, you do have to have that door over there. Now we're going to see, is there any weapons? Armor. So we're going to craft wood boots, a wooden chest plate, and that was all of the wood we had. But we're going to grab this, go over here to our armor slot, put it there. Grab this, put it over here in our armor slot, and that way we can take just a few extra hits from Squishy McSquish right here. This is just a typical green slime, and in the early game, they can kick your butt, and in the late game, I would be ashamed to be taken down by one of these. So we're gonna get just a few more trees really quick. All right, so while I'm in the middle of building this house, if you go into your crafting menu, if you have raw materials like some extra wood lying around, you can find this paneling, this wall. If you click that, you can hold down left click, craft a bunch of it, and then you can place it down in the background. And this is what keeps enemies from getting in, because so everything's in two-dimensional, so you walk left and right, and that's pretty much it. However, the theory is that as long as it's open to the back, monsters can just walk around. So the game's explanation for this is to do this. Now, if you look at my cursor, how it's skinny and then it gets fat and you get this yellow box, the skinny one allows you to precisely place wherever you're clicking. This is called the smart cursor. When it gets fat and it get this yellow box, you can actually just hold your mouse in the direction you want to go, hold down left click, and the game will fill in for you. This is extremely useful when you're caving and you need to fill something in, but it burns through your resources really fast. So just be aware that that's going to happen. Now we're going to surprise and close the door and surprise. No, don't come in. You can't come in. This is an Asian style household. You have to take your shoes off in the Genkan, and if you don't, you can't come in. You're a slime, you don't have feet. Go away. Okay. So took care of that. And now we're just gonna harvest a few more of these trees, and I'll be back with you in a minute. All right. So I just got the house built in time for nightfall to come, and now there are zombies outside, as well as these things called demon eyes, and they are trying to eat my face. So I'm gonna see if I can fight them. I did upgrade from the copper short sword to the strong wooden sword, or actually I crafted a wooden sword and it gave it the strong prefix, making it slightly better. Oh, I wish that star had hit that zombie. The falling stars can kill enemies, but they give you magic powers, so much to go over in this game. And here I was thinking I was going to have this nice pretty house for you guys set up, but I'm going to see if I can take these guys out. That would be a no. All right, here we go again. Gonna try and kill this guy and ow! Get out of my house, 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 get out of my house. Wow, this takes forever in master mode. Jeez. I don't want to fight you. Go this way. Nope. I'm an idiot. Let's see. Can I craft the bow and arrow? I might be able to. Let's see. I'll take these. Put that there. No, yes. Okay, so one bow and arrow right there. And as many arrows as I can possibly purchase. Put those over here in my ammo slot. And let's go to town. No, you can't jump up here. I didn't give you permission to do that. Can I can. I can craft some flaming arrows. Now, whichever ammo type you have up top in this list will be what you shoot out. So if you're looking to deal specific damage, do it that way. Yes. Burn. Ah! Damn it. should mention that yes, I do suck at playing video games. However, I'm also playing on the hardest difficulty. It's not an excuse, it's just a reason. Yes, give me my money back. So, in the classic version of the game, which is, or rather the classic difficulty, you drop all of your money when you die. There is a medium and hardcore version. Medium core makes you lose... Oh, no! Medium core makes you lose your items when you die, and hardcore is one life only. It's permadeath. I don't particularly like to play permadeath. As you can see, I really, really suck at the early part of this game. I also haven't played vanilla in a long time. I don't particularly care for just the vanilla experience anymore. I've beaten this game dozens of times with different classes, and there's more variety with all of the mods, and the modding community in this game is insane. There are mods for those who want a difficult time, those who want an absolutely impossible time. One of the best mods out there is called Calamity, and I highly recommend it if you really just like to punish yourself for existing. Let's collect a few of these stars and craft 1 mana star. I don't know if I'll need that, but if you look over here, it increased my mana from 20 to 40, so I can cast some spells once I find some spells to cast, or if I decide to become a mage. Damn it. No, go away. I'll be back with you guys in the morning. Alright, so we survived the night, and here's my quaint little house. I know, it's gorgeous. You don't have to tell me I'm the best Terraria player that there is. So, don't tell me. We are going to go for a little explore, see if we can't find anything useful, and I have exactly no way to climb down there, so we're going to go up instead. Go away. Thank you. All right, we're gonna wander this direction. All right, it looks like our guide died last night. The first guy that was helping us with the bow and arrow, he died. So in order to keep the game progressing, the game constantly provides you with a new one. Now, oh, here we go. This is a good biome, I think. I honestly think that we're on the edge of the corruption. If you watch the background, so the background goes from these beautiful stone pillars and whatnot to this jagged, craggly mess, and then you see this eater of souls. If that doesn't sound terrifying, I don't know what is. We are right next to the crimson biome. Or not the crimson, the corruption, which is sort of like this cancerous mass of evil that... Oops. We'll actually take that back. If you hold shift when you're wandering around, if you have any torches in your inventory, you'll pull them out. So I know you guys can't see anything, neither can I, but here we go. Then I can put it up, open up a chest, and we'll just hit loot all. And we got this thing too. This is a loom, a chair, Whenever you empty a chest in Terraria, it is customary to break the chest and take it with you. If you don't, you will forget, you'll get excited, and you'll get your butt handed to you trying to get to a completely empty chest. I know I left one up here on the surface, but we can get that one on the way out, assuming we don't die down here. This game plays, the hell? What was that? I don't know. This game plays a lot like The Legend of Zelda, if The Legend of Zelda was slightly more open world. So you can place that there. I can't get down there and survive that yellow slime, so we will come back to that. That's a golden chest that has some of the better loot in the early game before you can get into hard mode, which is the best and most basic way I've heard it described is in Terraria, you have the first 3 or so bosses, and they are they're difficult, but not impossible to defeat. Once you defeat a certain boss called the Wall of Flesh, who is sort of the guardian of the underworld, it's an undulating mass of flesh, tentacles, eyeballs, and teeth. Once you defeat it, it was using its life force as sort of a roadblock for all of the evil in the world. And when you defeat it, officially, the tutorial is over. So the first third of the game is all tutorial, just to help you survive the very last part of the game. That's what I love about this game, is its difficulty curve is immense and the grind is real. But if you enjoy that kind of thing, then this game is definitely for you. Now I'm gonna put all of the stuff I can't really use. Screw it, deposit it all. Get that out of there. We're gonna pull that out, put down another chest just in case. We'll take the shuriken, and we will, this is our first artifact, so we'll put it over here in our artifact slot, and it allows us to gather vine rope from vines, which no, is not particularly game breaking or even that good of an item, and I wouldn't use it if we were any later in the game, but right now works pretty well. Now let's see, can I craft? I can craft coil rope, so I'm gonna craft that. I'll be able to use that in a few minutes. I can craft, finally get a helmet. Put that over there. Scroll down, get an anvil. Put that right here. We're actually going to put the anvil down right there, and that should give us the ability to craft some iron items. Now I think first thing for me is going to be a new sword, because yes, that's the best option. So lead broadsword, we're going to replace our wooden sword. I'm going to put our wooden sword in our chest, put all of that back, grab this, put that there, keep that, keep those, put that there, put down, that's why I have this area up here. It's all for storage, which no, this is not enough area for late game, but it's good enough for now. We're gonna go down and yes, fire arrows for the win. See, even with just a little upgrade, we've already gotten so much stronger. Now we're going to, oh, actually, we're gonna go back for that golden chest. Now, if you're watching in the background, you're gonna see things flying around like that pirate ship. That is a sort of a teaser to a mini event that we can do later where we fight a bunch of steampunk pirates. It's actually really cool. There's so much in this game, so much that we could go over. And I really hope you guys enjoy this, because I absolutely love this game, and I would love to play it the way you want to play it without and you know, do the narration for it and whatnot. I think that'd be kind of cool, but all depends on whether or not you guys like it. So we're going to jump down the rope. Okay, Gonna open the chest. Oh, perfect. Magic mirror. It's the first thing you want to get out of any chest. We're going to jump down, grab this, and corrupted torch. I like it. It's purple. It's my favorite color. Oh, and another golden chest. So I'm going to place down a torch. Can I just want to, seriously, place the, all right, fine, you cow. You're not gonna let me place down a torch? I'll do it my own way after I defeat this thing. Ah, oof. Okay, come here, boy. We'll turn up the gamma for you guys in post. I know you guys can't see very well. I can barely see the damn thing. I guess I can just do that. Put some of these on the ground. I'll still turn up the gamma a little bit for you guys. I'm gonna leave those so I just know kind of where I'm going. Then I'm going to dig, and place a torch. There we go. Now, just going to dig out a little way up into this underground house. And the easiest way to do it, you can switch through all of your weapons like that, but like I was saying just a few minutes ago, if you hold down shift, it will switch to the best tool for the material that you're looking at. So, just a little, I would say, veteran tip for you. Okay, so there's some cobwebs. Let's collect as many of those as we can, because those can be wound into silk. I do like that you can just chop things up through walls. It ends up being one of the best ways to defeat some of the bosses in later game, actually. And it sounds cheap, but when you realize how much these bosses cheat, it's not cheap. It's not cheap to live. Okay, we're gonna open this. We're gonna take all that. We are going to put the Band of Regeneration on. Again, these are really early game things, and they're not that great, but they're better than nothing. We're gonna grab that merchant picture, and this is a perfect time for me to showcase the hammer. So this is the hammer. If we go into our smart deconstruct mode, I can actually take all of these walls, which are just aesthetic, and they work just like normal walls. If you put them down, they prevent enemies from spawning inside of your house. But I will be back with you as soon as I've harvested all this, and we're moving on. All right, that's about as much of the harvesting as I want to do. So I'm going to put down a torch and fight a couple of slimes. Come on. That's the only downside of some of these early game items is you can't survive. No, you can't aim which direction they go out. At least, like I said, these early game items. Get into later game, there was some pretty sick stuff. But I think that's where we're going to call today. If you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you hated the content, don't forget to hit that dislike button and tell me in the comments how horrible this is. And the only other thing I have to ask you guys is, so I've been calling these videos first looks, where we're taking a first look, at least as far as the channel is concerned, we're taking a first look at various older video games. What should I be calling these videos? What do you think I should call these videos? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you would like me to call them. Whatever, I don't know, catches your eye, makes you want to watch another one. And if you want to see more of Terraria, even just little one-off videos like this, rather than anything like a series where we actually play through a character, Let me know. One last thing. The modding community is absolutely insane, and like I said, I don't like to play vanilla. This is vanilla Terraria. It is a great game by itself. It is so much better with mods, and if you want to see my modded first 30-ish, or at least just like a modded, here's what Terraria could be, let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. But I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.